Okay, I think that I am. Oh, I need to share my screen. Yeah, cool. So this is the second live stream to LinkedIn. And I had fun doing it yesterday. Everything seemed to go okay. Share my entire screen. Cool, so I'm going to do it again. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this one much shorter. I'm building a new version of my agency website here. It's coming out pretty good. I'm liking how it's looking thus far. This is a completely custom job in Webflow. But what I was thinking is that I would make this little eagle animated, right? So you come to the screen and this little eagle is going to be kind of moving around. I don't know. I think it's cool. So I'm going to do this in Webflow using Webflow's native animation features. And I'm also going to show you how I created this entire mountain Southwest landscape, right? Which goes along with my branding, Southwest Digital Marketing. Also, I happen to be here in the Southwest. I'm a Southwestern man. And right down the street is Lake Conroe, where we see eagles all the time. So the whole thing kind of fits together, hand in glove. All right, cool. So I only have a relatively short time to do this live stream because I've got a meeting in about less than an hour. All right, cool. So we're going to have to hurry this up. So first, let's just jump into, let's jump into how I made what we have here, okay? So what I did was I basically had an AI generative fill in Photoshop. So I just created this canvas here. It is 2400 by 600, okay? And then I told AI to the prompt Southwest. So this is Photoshop's beta version, which does AI. They're always improving the AI functionality. So it gave me a bunch of options here for all of these Southwest scenes, and I chose this one. And then what I did, right, is I just went to paths, and I don't know if you can see it here, but you can kind of see this path here. Oops, path. Well, anyways, you can see here. I just outlined using the path tool. See this guy right here? I outlined the silhouette of these mountains, right? So, I got that, I got that, I got that. Cool. Then what I did was I exported. I went to export. Where's it at? Paths. Why am I not seeing it? Export paths to Illustrator. Okay? So when you do that, then I can do all paths, or I can select which one I want. All right, so once I exported them to Illustrator, I then, in Illustrator, I basically just took the paths and I filled them, right? So now I have these nice filled paths, and they're layered. And see, I gave them different colors. I used my branding colors, using different colors. Now, to get this eagle here, what I did, and the reason that you want to use paths instead of raster is because vector is just going to be a lot better for a website. It's going to be faster, it's going to scale better, it's going to retain its sharpness, all that stuff, right? All right, cool. So to get this eagle, what I did was pretty much the same thing. In Photoshop, I got some generic image of an eagle, and then I painted it. I just did a fill, right? So I got the eagle, I selected the silhouette somehow. I think I know what I did. I selected it like that. You know what I mean? Selected it like this. It's not working, but you know how Photoshop works. You select the eagle, okay? And then I basically just created a new white fill layer. And when you create a white fill layer from that selection, you can color it however you want, right? But hey, what's happening? What's going on? Ah, yeah. I was messing with it.
You got to see what it's leaning, it's laying up against something.
Okay, I'll bring it back.
Yeah, that's how it's made. They want to just leaning up against the wall. So.
Yeah. Anyways, I was messing around with the guitar earlier. Okay, cool. Also, musical live streams soon to come. Cool. So now that you have this, I exported it also. I think let's see, paths. So I just went ahead and exported this. I could have exported it as a path. That might have been better, but I just exported it actually as like a PNG, right? And once I got that PNG in here to Illustrator, let's see if we can, I'll just show you how I did it here. On here, do export quick PNG. I'll just save it as a download, Yep, Eagle. All right, so I've exported it as a PNG, and if I come here now to downloads, and I grab this eagle and I toss it into Illustrator, no, this is not what we want. See all these like squares? That's not what we want. Why are we seeing the squares? I don't know why the heck we're seeing those squares. That's interesting. But anyways, I'm sure what I did is just, oops, something like, come on, buddy. Yeah, you can do that. Why are we seeing all the squares? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It might be a new, I just downloaded the most recent Photoshop beta. Could be something with that. I don't know. But the proper way to do it anyways, you don't even need this fill. All you need to do is go to paths and you do M and you do, you right click and go make work path from your selection. Tolerance is 1. That's fine. That's perfect. A very simple path. You can see that there aren't too many vertices. And then name this path Eagle. And then you do File, Export, Paths for Illustrator. Call it Eagle. That's fine. I'll save that in my downloads as well. Okay. And now that we've done that, again, I can come here and I just go to my downloads. That's my Eagle AI. Paste that in here. Legacy, whatever, doesn't matter. All right, my Eagle is in here. If I select it, you can see it there. And I'll just copy that and paste it into my working file here. And there we go. We've got an Eagle. That's fantastic. I'm just going to make sure I put this on a new layer called Eagle. It's good that we're doing this because I actually need this Eagle isolated. Eagle for what we're about to do. And I'm going to give it my branding colors, that blue right there. Okay, cool. So now I've got my Eagle flying. He's proud and he's soaring high. And what we're going to do now is I actually just want to go ahead and export this as its own SVG. So I'll create a new artboard. Just going to create a new one here. Sized it for me automatically. I'm not sure why. Why to do that? Doesn't matter. I'm going to move him here onto this artboard. Doesn't really matter what size he is because it's an SVG. But just for ease of less stuff to do in Webflow, I'll go ahead and size him to about the same size as I have my Eagle here. I'll just give him a different color for the moment so I can tell what he is. Turn his opacity down just a little bit. Okay, cool. Make sure my layers are all locked. Yep, that's fine. And I'm going to make him about the same size. Doesn't have to be perfect, although we could make it perfect. Maybe I will make it perfect. That's very close, right? All right, cool. So there's my Eagle. It's about the right size. And I'm going to just paste him over here. Go here. And I'm going to size this artboard here to the size of my Eagle. There we go. Yep. Oh, come on, buddy. You used to be able to just double click. Maybe I can still do that. If I do document setup, edit artboards, and I just double click on this. There we go, perfect. All right, cool. Now I'm going to name that artboard Eagle. So this is Eagle. Now, in SVG, I can actually color within Webflow whatever I want. But again, I already know it's going to be this color for my branding, so It's the right size, it's the right color, and now what I'm going to do is also, I'm going to remove the eagle. Ooh, buddy. Click on this, Control 0 zooms into the whole thing, and then I can zoom right in there. All right, this eagle here needs to be put on his own layer. And I'm actually going to, tell you what, I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. Nah, we'll call this landscape eagle, just so, in case I need to come back to this, which I don't think I will, but just in case. Landscape eagle, I'll turn him off. All right, great. So now what I want to do is go ahead and export this landscape. And let's go to my artboards, and I'll name this as also landscape. All right, and file. We can export both of them at this point. Okay, we do file, export, export as, and resources graphics, that's fine. I want to make it an SVG, use artboards, all the artboards. So I already have it here. That's okay. It's probably all fine. Okay. And inline, SVG, preserve, etc. Decimal. Okay, that's all fine. Cool. And now, if we come back here to Webflow, here's what I got right now. When you load the page, by the way, look at all this pretty stuff I've built yesterday. All right. What I want is for when us to load the page. When we load the page, this guy doesn't stay here, but he flies around. All right. Cool. So, how are we doing on time? It's 9:33. Cool. So we have like 30 minutes. All right, what I'm going to do is first replace this landscape here. Go here. I'm going to replace this landscape. Oh, that's interesting. Why is that a component? It should not be a component. Maybe it's not. It's not. Okay. Replace it with what we just created, which is in resources, graphics. These are the ones we just created, and I want the landscape. And I select that. Okay, so the eagle just disappeared. That's what we want. Cool. Now then, we want to add that eagle. So I'm going to do image. Elements cannot be added to image components. That's okay. I'll just unlink this for the moment. And I think what we want to do is create a div. We're going to call this landscape landscape dash landscape flying. Yeah, we'll say animated, right? Landscape animated wrap. Or it's really more a container, I guess. Actually, it's more of a section, but yeah, it is a section. Okay, cool. So we come up here and we're just going to toss that into there. So that's fine. I want to give this some margin, 4 rem, maybe 5 rem. Okay, and now within here, I'm going to make this guy relative, and I'm going to add that eagle. Here we go. Choose image, upload the eagle that we just created. Can you see it? We can't see it. That's interesting. Let me make sure this exported properly. Oops. No. Should have exported properly. Maybe we need to make this position absolute. Oops. Yeah. Make it up here. Okay. This is relative. This image. Southwest Eagle, that is correct, but why don't I see anything? Something is odd about that. Might have been with the export. Ah, the eagle's turned off. That's why. Okay, let's try this again. Export, export as. I want it, that eagle right there. You can use artboards, I guess. No, I won't use art. I don't think the artboards matters for this. Oh, actually, I do. I just want this second artboard. Yep. All right, and that's all fine again. That's all fine again. Come back here, and image. We shall replace this with what we just did. We got to upload that eagle, and now we see the eagle. Okay, cool. So let's style him so he's not so big. We'll make him width of 3 rem. 3 rem. That's about right. All right, cool. And let's move him over a little bit like that, and a little bit up like that. Okay, cool. So if I take a look now, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so we're going to see something like this when the page loads. I'll have to like kind of shift this landscape around, but for now, let's just work on this eagle flying. Actually, that's not true. We should sort out the landscape first. Okay, why is the landscape? I want us to see the landscape above the fold, right? Above the fold means like, let's just say the bottom of the screen here for desktop on typical 1920 by 1080 screens is the bottom of the. So I want this landscape to be up. I want to see this, right? So that it pulls your eye down. So I think all we need to do is simply remove some of the padding from this section here. We'll make it like 2. What if we did that? Take a look now. That looks better. Okay, I think it can come up even more. And do we want our eagle to be that big? I think it's probably okay. I might animate the scale of the eagle too, so it looks like he's moving backwards and forwards. I'll animate the transparency as well, so it looks like he's fading into the distance. Oh, this would be cool. All right, so go back here, and again, I'll just make this nothing. Take a look at it now. And is that the same as what we had? Yeah, I think that's about the same. Cool. All right, groovy. And I can, now that we've got that sorted out, let's animate the eagle. And the eagle, do we want him coming to us or coming away? I think we want him going away. So I think I'll actually move him to the left just a little bit more. Let's name him, call him Landscape Animated Eagle. And Landscape Eagle image. All right, and again, we're gonna push him over just a little bit more, like that. Okay, so now you're gonna see him like further over there. I think I want him lower as well because he's gonna kind of rise up. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Okay, that's probably all right. He's going to be like, ah, he's going to leave. I'll tell you what, let's have him arc over. So he's gonna fly, and then he's gonna fly down behind these mountains, and then he's gonna come back up. He's just gonna keep looping around like that. That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe, okay, here's what we do. How about this? He flies and he's like in the background and he's small. You can barely see him, and he like crosses the entire page. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, cool. That's what we do. All right. How are we doing on time? 40. Well, I got 20 minutes left. All right. Animate. What we want to do is we're going to animate on page trigger, page load. All right. We want to start an animation. And we're going to call this Eagle. Yeah, that's it. Eagle animation. Cool. Now what we want to do is we're going to animate that guy that we have selected there, and we want to move him to several points, okay? So the first place we're going to move him is, I want to move him you know what, okay, that's probably okay. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to move him here, but we want him to come up just a little bit. And we want this to last we want it to be nice and slow. And this is going to be easing. Let's take a look. All right, he's flying. Actually, I wanted this to be, this is one of the rare cases where I want linear, maybe ease out quad. What about that? Yeah, I think that's okay. But maybe we want, yeah, ease out quad's probably all right. All right, cool. So he's doing that. But I want this as a percentage. So 5%, 50%. I want this view width really, 10 view width. Okay? And this I want 10 view width. Or negative 10. That's too much. Something like that. Alright, let's take a look at that. So he's flying like that. That's kind of cool. But I think maybe I want in quad. So he starts slow and he flies out. No, I don't like that. You gotta test this stuff, man. Alright, cool. Because the idea is that it would look like he's going slower as he moves into the distance, right? So I'm also going to scale him. We're going to scale. Same with this. It's going to move with that. This is also 3. The scale is going to be, I'm going to link everything. The scale is going to be 0.7. Yeah, 0.7. Okay, so also we're going to change the opacity, right? So it's going to go to 80% opacity. Now, we'll make it 70% opacity. All right. So let's play it. Where's my eagle animation? This is going to go here as well. That delay is also 3 seconds. There's no delay. We'll make this quad as well, out quad, and make this out quad. All right, let's take a look. Yep. Oh, it looks like he's going into the distance, doesn't it? Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is basically duplicate all this stuff, and I want to make him move even further across the screen and down just a little bit. Okay. And the opacity as well is going to be even, he's going to be even further in the background. And his scale is going to be even just a little bit smaller. Oh shit, 0.6. Let's take a look at that. He goes up, he gets small. He's going like that. But we can't, You see what the issue is, like it's too jerky. Unfortunately, I don't think we can even have an easing. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'll have to mess with that later because I don't think we're going to have enough time. Let's take a look at this. All right, he goes in the background, and he's going there. Right, so it's 2. Okay, so all we need to do is ensure that that's 10 and that's 44. So let's make this 30. Let's make this one 30 as well. Let's try that. That's 30. That's 30. What are you doing, buddy? 30, yeah. He's here, and he's here. That's interesting. So I guess we need to make this 60, right? Okay. But this is way too fast, right? So let's make the duration like 6 seconds. Make the duration of this 6 seconds. All right, there he goes. Still too fast, but he's flying into the distance. Okay, he's going up still. Now he's going down. He's getting smaller. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. I think we've moved him up just a little bit too much. That's fine, and that's fine. Let's take a look at that. Yep, he's flying. It's still too fast for me. I want to make this, how about, what, I don't know, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and publish this and just see what it looks like on the full screen. How are we doing on time? Okay, it's 9:48. We've got, I got about 20 minutes left until my meeting. Cool, let's take a look. We load the page, and here comes the eagle. All right, so I think what I want to do is also, okay, so first of all, he's kind of getting in the way of my messaging there. So I'll go ahead and lower his flight trajectory by coming back to the actual eagle style and just lowering him here. He'll be like right there. Okay. Also, whenever when he animates in, I want him to be coming in from like a fade in opacity. So if I come here, I go to my eagle animation, and we will set the opacity. The initial state is going to be 0, and then we'll duplicate that and we'll make it, he's going to fade in, that's probably okay. That's linear is probably okay, and then he'll be 100% here. So let's see what we got. He fades in, no, this needs to be with that, I think. Yeah, interesting. Why did it do that? That's interesting. The initial state is 0. There's, oh right, because, yeah. Right. I think we just need to put it with this. I'm doing 2 opacities in the same thing is the issue. I just need to make this, I think, really quick. Maybe that's the issue. Like, maybe I need to delay this as well. That's 70. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I want right there. All right, cool. So he goes that way. He's flying, and he should start going lower. He needs to start going lower sooner. So I'm going to make this move. I'm going to reduce this by 10. I'm going to reduce this by that. All right, let's take a look now. He pops in. He's flying. Flies that way. Still going up too long, I think, for me. Let's make him that. Or maybe it's also partly to do this. Move this by 6. And this guy to 6. Where do I put this at? Alright, let's give it a try now. He flies. He's going a little too fast. That's probably okay. And then turn, buddy. There you go. He's turning. He's flying down. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Alright, I think still he is too high up when he starts, though. So let's just make this 0. Alright, here we go. Let's try this. Give this a shot. I might need to make him coming up from the mountains, but this is, again, just kind of a tutorial of how to do this. Alright, so we're here. We load the page. Eagle pops in, and here he comes. So I think I want to go ahead and add a delay on this. And again, he's still conflicting with my stuff there. He's too high. You know, you fly too high, close to the sun, you burn your feathers. All right, what we're going to do is, actually, we're going to lower him down. So here, how about he's like that? He starts like that. He comes up from the ground. Let's give that a shot. I should consider when you load the page as well that you hear this eagle cry. All right, there he goes. Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool. Look at that. That is cool. I'm going to raise him up just a little. Look, and he's going below the mountains. Ah, yes! That's it. Okay, cool. So we come back here and come to the eagle animation. And here, let's make him just a little bit higher. Probably like that. And that's fine. Now, when he's here, moves here, I want to duplicate all of this. And I'm going to move him another 20. So he'll go to 60. And his Y is probably okay, but I just want him to come out the other side up here. So I'll go ahead and duplicate this again. And now I'm going to move him all the way 80. But he's going to be flying up at this point. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate one more time. And at this point, he'll be all the way across. Okay, and he's going to be even higher. So let's just see how this looks. Save that, publish it. All right. Loads the page. Here comes the eagle. He's flying. He's soaring. Looks awesome. He goes down. I might make him go even lower, but look at that. I love it. He goes behind the mountains. Now, we should see him come up again. I don't know if I made him go high enough, though. Do we see him? Not quite yet. Okay. That's all right. Just come back to the animation here. And also, I want him to come higher. Or maybe just doesn't go down that low on the second one. So here, that's 0, and I want him to come up a little bit higher. Okay. And also, to make the effect cooler, I think I'm going to reduce this by 5. So it'll look like he's kind of going faster in his ascent. Okay, maybe, it's probably okay. It's 25%. All right, and then when he gets here, I want this to be much higher. Okay, and this needs to be much higher. And this actually needs to be more than 100 because I want him to be off the screen. And after this, so that it doesn't mess up my something, I'm going to have him turn off. So I'm also going to create a hide show, and this is after everything occurs. I just want to hide him. All right, cool. So let's give this a test. How are we doing on time? All right, it's 10 a.m. We've just about got this done. Still got 10 minutes to my meeting. Cool. I'm doing an interview for, okay, there he goes. He flies up. That's cool. A little bit high, but that's okay. I might smooth this out, in the future, and he goes back down. I think I want him flying over the top of the mountains, though. I kind of want him hovering like this, and then he can go down there. Let's see if he comes up the other side. There he goes! Woo! Now he's soaring high. Yeah! Okay, now look, down here, you might have noticed that briefly there was a scroll bar that appeared. So we don't want that. That's a big issue. That can mess things up. So I think I'm just going to have him fade away whenever he gets here instead of before he goes off the screen. Because when he goes off the screen, then a scroll bar is going to appear down here, and I don't want that. You'll see it here in a second. See that scroll bar? He just flew off and the scroll bar is here. Okay, cool. So all we need to do to fix that is come here, and on this last move, it can only be 100 view height. And then we need to do an opacity that just goes to 0. Yeah, and he will fade away. Yeah, that's it. All right, now then, we talked about having him not that and this one he can go down. That's okay. So this one he's at -5. This one I need him coming down just a little bit. Let's make this 4.5. Let's give that a shot. And I think this is done, right? Like we're kind of out of time here. It's 10:01. I do still, I have until 10:10 to make my meeting, but there we go, man. That's a cool animation. The page loads, the eagle comes up, and this is very light file as well. Oh, he's still too high, isn't he? I'm going to smooth that out with like maybe one more. Okay, let's just try to smooth him out. in the time we have remaining. So this move, I want this to be, let's say this is 10, and he can't come that high. We found out already. Okay. And let's just go ahead and duplicate this. Okay. And so he was at 10. Now he's going to be at 15. And he's going to be, it's going to come down to 3.7. And the opacity here is, the opacity here is 70. The opacity here is 50, so this one would be 60. Okay, let's take a look at how this looks. He comes up. He's going a little bit slower. That's actually kind of okay. And he changes direction. Oh, see, that's messed up. All right. Okay. So the issue is we're moving here 15, and that's 40. That's way too much, right? So $15, $40, $60. We just need to make it slower, really. 15, 40, 60. So one thing I can do, actually 40 is about right. I think we just need to make this duration longer. Duration 6. Let's make this duration like, I don't know, 15. Let's try that. Eagle comes up, slows down a little bit. That's a little too slow, right? I think that's a little too slow. So let's just come back here and make this move duration 5. Let's try that. Eagle comes up, changes direction, still too slow. I'm going to turn it down to 3 and see how that goes. Eagle comes up, make sure it's actually making a difference. Yep, that is making a difference. And I do, in fact, want him to be slower when he does that. So I'll bump it back up to 4 here. Okay. There we go. And he's slower now. And I want him to drop down just a little bit more, right? So on this second one, let's drop him down. Moves here, moves here. Let's make him 3, right? Oops, -3. All right, let's try that. Eagle comes up, drops down, comes back over. I think I want him to drop down even more. And I want him to be over more. Okay, let's try this on. Eagle comes up, goes down, that's too fast. He comes back up. That's about right. Okay, so this one here is too fast. So I'll increase the duration to that. And this one, actually this one's too slow. So I'll make this duration like 10. Let's take a look at that. Oh, buddy, we're going to have to wrap this up here in just a second. But still pretty good, right? I mean, that's like a pretty cool animation for... there he goes. And he's flying. That's cool. It goes down again. We're going to have to decrease the duration for that as well. But then he's going to fly up this other side. And when he disappears this time, just flies off in the distance. That's it. Cool, man. That's it right there. I love it. All right, great. So we'll publish this. And that is a pretty sweet website animation that will occur every time this page is loaded. We made all of this custom graphics for free. I guess it wasn't technically for free because you'd need an Adobe account to use the tools, but I'm sure that you could use free tools if you needed to. Website or Webflow. I'm not sure if all the tools that I used right here are included in Webflow's free deal, but you know, I pay subscriptions for Adobe software and like the upgraded version of Webflow and all that stuff. But in general, this was something that can be created, if you know what you're doing, pretty quick with Webflow, right? All right, so that's it. I hope that was enjoyable to you. Anybody who watched, you know, hey, look, Sean's back again. Sean, woo! You the man, and thanks for tuning in, Sean. Really appreciate your comments. I've got to jump into a meeting now. We're gonna offer an intern potential opportunity, so we'll see how that goes. But until next time, be the best.